To kick off this exciting announcement, I'd like to welcome the Commissioner of the CEBL, Mike Morale.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here today. This is a special day, an exciting day for the Canadian Elite Basketball League, as we are now adding another team, our 10th team, this time to Atlantic Canada, of course, right here in Newfoundland, and we couldn't be more excited. We have grown tremendously since we started this league in 2019 as the official pro basketball league of the country. We are now in 6 provinces and now a true coast-to-coast league spanning from BC through to Newfoundland, and we couldn't be more excited. You know, when we went to build the Canadian Elite Basketball League several years ago, we really wanted to create a league that was created by Canadians for Canadians and proudly Canadian. When we started this with 6 teams, we looked at the landscape of basketball in this country and thought that it could be done better and we could better promote and help the senior men's national team and the development of the next wave of Canadian stars. We're very proud that we've played a big part in that. Our rosters include over a dozen senior men's national team members, players that have played in the NBA, in the G League, in high-level overseas clubs across the world, and of course from our youth sports program. So to stand in this facility, the future home of the new Newfoundland team, and it being a youth sports facility, I think is really encouraging and really speaks to what we are trying to develop here and what we have been able to develop across the country. This facility will be transformed into a great pro-ready and exciting entertainment venue. It already has a tremendous look and feel about it, and as the stands come out and everything comes and the video board comes and the excitement of the players that hit this court, I think you're going to be very impressed with not only the level of basketball that we play, but of course the entertainment package as well. The youth sports connection for us is incredibly important. Because it really is about the development of the next stars. I know Cole Long, who may or may not be here today, was drafted to our Guelph Nighthawk program last year, and we look to continue adding more and more people from across the youth sports landscape to really provide them with a real incredible opportunity, even as underclassmen, to experience the pro game from coast to coast. In addition to being recognized by Canada Basketball as the official league, we have the ability to represent the country internationally. And we are doing that in a short period of time, leaving December 10th to take our champion Edmonton Stinger team to Nicaragua to play against Puerto Rico and Nicaragua in what's called the Champions League of Americas. Hopefully with the opportunity to be crowned the champion of the Americas for a CBL team. If that happens, we go on to the Intercontinental Cup and we play internationally as well. So that connection outside of Canada and globally is incredibly important. The players that will come grace this floor starting in May will be some of the best players this country has produced, with some of the best import players available to us. The beauty of our schedule in our May to August window is the fact it's a downtime for international basketball, which really allows us to get the best players available, certainly the best Canadians available, and we do mandate that our teams are predominantly Canadian. But we also attract some of the best American and non-American players because Canada is a destination. It's a great place to come play. They are on national, international television. They're playing a high-level FIBA game, and more often than not, getting better contracts that they leave us to depart and then come back. If you look across the league, we have over a dozen players that have gone and returned back to the G League. Our Hamilton team alone had 4 players now playing overseas, or in the G League at multiple teams. Our 3-time MVP, Xavier Moon, is now playing with the Los Angeles Clippers affiliate and doing a terrific job. So overall, we know that the model is working. We're excited about the opportunity to bring this now truly to coast, introduce this fan base to some tremendous basketball, tremendous entertainment, and in partnering with Dean and Glenn and everyone at Deacon, we truly believe we've found a match made in heaven with a group that believes, like we do, that it's not just about what happens on the court, it's about what happens off the court, in the community, in front of our friends, family, and the people that we can support. Before I get into a little bit more detail, without further ado, why don't I introduce you to the 10th and newest team in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And I think it was important for us to keep the Growlers name. Of course, Dean can speak to this more eloquently than me, but we always believed as we were building this league, the perfect partners for us were those like-minded individuals in sport. They'd owned and operated other teams, especially in the hockey variety, since we play at a lot of hockey venues. And you know, the introduction of this group now over a year ago to us really paved the way to where we stand today. And I'm very proud to announce the Growlers Basketball Club as the newest and 10th team in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. I'd now like to welcome the Chair of Deacon Sports and Entertainment, Dean McDonald.
Thank you, Kellyanne, and welcome everyone, and so nice to see so many people out today. While Mike's background is in football, outstanding Canadian in the CFL, you just saw his basketball skills here. When the video didn't run, he went into the Dean Smith four-corner offense to rag the ball and get the shot clock down. So well done, Mike. Your bona fides in basketball are quite natural to you. So let me begin by saying, with all things related to the Growlers, this really started with Glenn. Glenn Stanford. Glenn developed a relationship with Mike and the CEBL, and very like-minded in terms of what their goals are as a league, what their goals are in the community, and that's what we're all about as Growlers. It's more than just what happens on the court or on the ice, it's also what happens in the community. And for us, the name Growlers, we feel we've built a really good fan base here in the province. We've built a wonderful fan base with our Growlers Nation, and so it's more than just the sport itself. And you know, through our Growlers Academy, which we hope to extend to basketball, through Growlers Gives, which we of course will now extend to basketball, we think it just makes a whole bunch of sense. And if you've looked at the league, you'll see that all the teams have an animal as a mascot. So it actually fit in quite nice. And you know, often when you come into a league and you have to talk to the principals of the league about what your logo is going to be and what your brand's going to be, it was about a 2-minute conversation, I think. Mike, it was just dead on. It happened. So you know, I want to thank Glenn's vision, Christian Somerton, vision for making this happen today. And it's kind of ironic, Glenn and I actually met on a basketball court. That's the first time I met Glenn, I was 11 years old. And so basketball is actually our roots. Glenn and I couldn't skate the length of our bodies, quite frankly, but basketball we know quite well. And then Christian is a basketball player, Cody McDonald, who's with us, is a basketball player. So we have really deep basketball roots, so this feels really good for us. It's something we love dearly. None of this would have happened without Vyan's vision. So, you know, I walked into Vyan's office, I guess probably a couple of months ago, Vyan, and quite nervous because I had to ask, which is, you know, any chance we might be able to find our way into this beautiful facility. And Vyan and I hadn't met personally. I think I might have met you walking the dog one day, but So we chatted about everything, life and family and all the things you do. And then at the end I said, well, you know, I'm here. She said, you want to play basketball? I said, yes. So it was that fast. So it wasn't a tough sell. And then for us, the opportunity to work with the university and give back to the university through scholarships and fundraising for the sports program here is like a double bonus. It's so nice to come back to the university and not be looking for 5 extra marks to get through a course. It's not often I'm here in a different capacity. So we're really, really excited. We thank everybody associated with the facility, Bill and Karen and the gang, for being so accommodating. I think you're going to see an amazing brand of basketball. This league is so exciting, and it is the future of basketball in Canada. The fact that it's connected with Basketball Canada is a tremendous privilege for us. I've had the pleasure to be involved with fundraising for Basketball Canada and its Olympic program. So it feels like it's come full circle for us. And this is going to be such a wonderful facility to play in. And you know, we're committed to having a graduate of Memorial's basketball program play with the Growlers. So guys, pick it up. This is it, big chance. And so look, just absolutely excited. Can't believe we pulled this off in the short period we have, and it's really through the cooperation of Vyan and her team, cooperation of Mike and his team, and really Glenn's vision to say, look, this is where we need to be. And since Glenn and I started talking about basketball, he said, this is the league we need to be in. And here we are, and couldn't be more excited, and thank you for everyone showing up, and thank you for all your support, Vyan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. I'd now like to welcome the president of Memorial University, Dr. Vyan Timmons.
Oh, yeah, you had to do that in front of everybody. Thank you, Kellyanne. Isn't this exciting? I am so pleased to be here today for this announcement. The Growlers will be playing basketball starting this summer at the Fieldhouse. And before I speak more, I want to acknowledge our men and women Seahawks here. Go, Seahawks, go. Whenever I'm in town and they're playing, I'm here. So I encourage everyone to bring their families, their friends, and come and see some fabulous basketball. And this partnership is even going to enhance that. And our athletics director, Karen Murphy, will be speaking about that in detail and what this agreement means for our varsity athletes and students. But I want to talk about how this agreement fits in with our broader approach to community engagement. Memorial is Newfoundland and Labrador's university. Our students come from every part of this province, and we have over 100,000 alumni in every community. But the campus is also a welcoming place for all members of the community. And the Works, and I want to acknowledge Craig and Bill for all their work, is an example of part of our campus that is really connected to our community. And they were instrumental in bringing the Growlers here. So thank you, Bill, and thank you, Craig. You know, one of the themes of our strategic plan, Transforming Our Horizons, is a commitment to community, and the Works embodies that commitment. Do you know that Memorial's first campus on Parade Street in St. John's had a gym? The largest in the province at the time, and it was used for city sports activities. The Aqua Arena, part of Memorial University's recreational complex, has long been one of the most important public aquatic facilities in the province, home to the Legend swim team and tens of thousands of community members who have walked through the doors for lessons and recreational swims. When the Fieldhouse opened in 2002, the broader community was invited to sign up for memberships. And community members are here all the time, walking the track every day, using the courts, working out. So we see this agreement with Deacon Sports and Entertainment, and thank you so much, Dean, for thinking of us as a partner, as a continuation of our commitment to community. Bringing more basketball fans into our facility is a way for more members of our community to come on campus and feel that sense of ownership. This is a university of the community. So welcome, Growlers, and welcome to all the fans who are going to cheer them on and enjoy some very fabulous basketball. We are thrilled to have you as a partner. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Timmons. I'd now like to welcome the chair of Memorial University Recreation Complex, Bill Thistle.
Good day, folks. On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome the league, the CEBL, and Deacon Sports, now the Growlers. Glenn informed me just before it was going to be called the Growlers. Great to have you as part of our facilities. Vyan mentioned the fact that community engagement is a big part of our mandate here at the Works. And I've been board chair for quite a number of years, and I've been quite proud of how we've reached out and got the community involved in the university. I was a varsity coach here, so I traveled all across this country with varsity sports, and I've never seen a facility that's so integrated. And I think this is another step forward. It's a very exciting time for us to have a basketball league, professional basketball league here. The timing fits us quite well in that it's during our off season, so they're great for us as well. But it's also, and Karen, I'm sure is going to talk about it, it's a great opportunity for one of the things that's most dear to my heart, varsity athletics, and to be able to support them as well in their growth. So it's a win-win all the way around. And the only thing I got to say is Dean and I played basketball together with the Banshees back in the 1980s, and Glenn was our coach. So we've come it's a full circle here today. Anyway, welcome you guys. Great to have you on board. Our staff will do a great job. We haven't done a lot of major events. The building wasn't designed for major events, but great challenge, and we're looking forward to doing that. And the staff here are wonderful. I know Mike talked about how clean, and he didn't believe how old this facility was, and I think that's a tribute to what Craig and his team have done here. So we're really excited, look forward, can't wait for the first game. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I'd now like to welcome the Director of Varsity Athletics, Dr. Karen Murphy.
Thank you, Kellyanne, and good morning. I'm thrilled to be here today on behalf of Varsity Athletics and stand with the university to welcome the CEBL and Growlers basketball to our home court here at the Fieldhouse. Varsity Athletics is especially appreciative to be a beneficiary of this agreement, as we know it will bring benefits to our student athletes. Through this partnership, Deacon Sports and Entertainment has committed to contributing $75,000 to Memorial University Athletics Department. And we are going to use, yes, absolutely. We will use those funds to increase the number of scholarships and athletic financial awards that we can provide to our student athletes. And we know that these awards are really integral to ensuring student athlete academic and athletic success, and they will have a significant and immediate positive impact on the lives of our student athletes, so thank you. But having Growlers basketball here called Fieldhouse Home will bring some other benefits for us as well. A professional basketball team will bring expertise, and it will bring a high-performance culture and environment to our campus. And we are looking forward to working with the Growlers and building relationships so that our coaches and student athletes can be exposed and get a glimpse into that kind of culture and to benefit from seeing those experts at work. The development opportunity that some of these young men over here are likely most excited about has been mentioned before. It is the opportunity and the pathway for a Memorial men's basketball student athlete to be on the Growlers roster. The CEBL does hold a space on its rosters for youth sports student athletes, and Deacon Sports and Entertainment has committed to holding one of those spaces for one of the young men that you see over here today. So last year, our very own Cole Long was selected in the CEBL youth sports draft and sadly sidelined due to an injury, but he and some of his other teammates still aspire to play professional basketball in the CEBL, and because of this agreement, one of those young men will have that opportunity to trace that dream right here on the court where they train and compete every week. So thank you. Varsity Athletics also acknowledges that this has taken a lot of work to put all of this together by many stakeholders, and we extend our gratitude to the CEBL, to Deacon Sports and Entertainment, to the leadership at Memorial as well as the members of the Merck board for pulling it all together, but especially for making us a special part of this agreement. We're very grateful, so thank you. And I'm going to wrap up by saying and reiterating that Varsity Athletics is very excited to have professional basketball here, and we're looking forward to a great summer of basketball right here on our home court. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. We'll now take questions from the audience and media.
You mentioned the video board, that kind of thing. What about attendance? How many people can you accommodate here?
Sorry. Terry, we anticipate about 2,500 fans per game. You know, we've got to work, you know, to Bill's point, there's still some learnings here, but I think we feel pretty confident about 2,500. Anything we do to the building as it relates to the screen and signage, it'll all be temporary, so the building always has to be returned to its pristine state when we're finished.
Maybe if I can just add to that, I think what you'll see in this facility is a very intimate viewing experience that can't be replicated in other facilities. The closest, the proximity of the bleachers when they pull out, people sitting directly on the court or courtside seating, baseline seating, extra stuff being brought in, video board, etc. The idea is to create a great entertainment package and viewing experience. But when you work within a facility, and yes, there is some of it is a blank slate, but the way that it's structured already really does, with the low roof and the tightness of the spectators to the court itself. We do have a similar venue, a little bit bigger, about 4,100 seats in Edmonton, that really captures lightning in a bottle simply because of how the building itself is structured. So the question was about broadcast. We have a 3-year broadcast partnership with CBC. All of our games are available through CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, including some linear games on the main network. In addition to that, the CEBL has its own OTT platform, which is no different than a Netflix or Disney Plus, etc., where you can watch all games, on-demand games, podcasts, highlights, docu-series, etc. We have made the access to viewing our games completely free. We believe that it's important that people get to view what we have created. We're very proud of it. We do monetize it internationally. Our games are viewed all over the world to hundreds of millions of people, and that will continue to grow now that we are playing internationally through FIBA against some of the best teams in Latin, South, and Central America. So what you see now is just the tip of the iceberg. Our partnership with, broadcast partnership with CBC is up at the conclusion of 2022. We've already started renegotiations with them and others. So we see the future being incredibly bright. And if we look at the future just in respect to the league beyond where we currently sit, we anticipate that we'll be a 14 to 16 team league in the next 3 to 5 years. I already know where we'll be in 2023 and beyond, but we do want to fill in some of the gaps. We just recently added Montreal. Some of you may or may not know that. So Quebec City is certainly on the horizon. We added a team in Scarborough with our friends at OVO through Drake and Nico and Sam Ibrahim. So obviously a huge addition to our roster there. Of course, this team here and Glenn and Dean and Christian, everybody's expertise of how you run professional sports is incredibly exciting. But getting into Winnipeg, getting into Calgary, getting into another team in the BC region is really, and another team in the East Coast is, or maybe more, is the vision we have over the next few years. Yes. So the question was about how we're governed. One of the most important things and that has helped us get to the point where we're at, the one that has helped us get through COVID. Many of you may not know this, but after our first season, we got hit COVID right in the face, as we all did. But we were the first league in the entire country to play in 2020 during the pandemic in our bubble concept in Ontario. We were the first team in the entire country and first league in the entire country in 2021 to introduce fans back to stadiums before anyone else did, including the NHL, etc. So we have been pioneers. We didn't want to be the first. We have just fought through it because we believed in what we have done. But the reason we were able to do that is because of how we're governed as a single entity league. We created the league with the idea that we would grow it and find like-minded partners that will help us carry it to the next level. And this is the reason we're working with Dean's group and working with the group in Scarborough and future groups that will come. So all of our existing teams are open for new ownership groups to come in. We do have a laundry list of groups that are interested, but we want to find the right partners. And we're not afraid to take our time to do it and to do it properly. The way our league is structured, when you own part of the team, you also own part of the league. It's very similar to how MLS started as a single entity league, and now you can see the rise of MLS, probably the fastest growing and highest valued league in the world. So that is part of the process, because not only do we want someone to come in here and run and operate the team effectively at the highest level, we want them to also be aware of what's important for the landscape of Canadian basketball. So we have to all run in the same lane. We're all going to be competitive once the ball tips off, but it's important from a business strategy that we're all collectively trying to grow the game. We employ over 350 people. Those are jobs that never existed before. We have graduated people not only to players to the NBA, to the G League, etc., but we've graduated people into broadcast positions with Rogers and Sportsnet and TSN and other affiliates, and we've sent officials to FIBA international games, etc., etc. So it's really part of the larger ecosystem, and that's why being here today, expanding coast to coast in partnership with Deakin is incredibly important, because they share the same vision.
Well, we pay rent. The $75,000 is annually, not just 1 year. So I think that's pretty significant. And I believe there's a revenue sharing on food and beverage. So at the end of the day, it should be, I think from the earlier question Bill was asked, this isn't an exercise the university is taking on and expecting to lose anything. And I think the way the contract is designed is they won't lose anything. So I think it's going to be highly profitable, but profit's almost, not that it's a dirty word, it's just I think on top of what they'll do from renting the facility, it is the scholarships, it is the money we're putting back into the sports programs here at the university that's really, really ultimately makes it a win-win. 3 years right now. Pardon me? I'm sorry I can't answer that, but it's certainly not our intention. So, we're excited. This, as Mike said, this is like an amazing venue for basketball. And anyone who plays knows that this is where you want to play. So, one of the problems with ice hockey rinks is they don't have the intimacy. This is made for basketball. I think this is going to feel like Cameron Hall in Duke. And, the university here, if you go back to even the old gym, the Nest, I mean, basketball games were crazy here. I mean, the fan feeling was just, everyone in town. It was the hardest ticket to get, and I think that's going to be the case here. This is going to be an incredible venue for basketball.
Well, it's off-season basically for students, much less student activity here in the facility in the summer, and that makes the match absolutely perfect for us. So there shouldn't be any issues. We don't foresee any issues.
Well, it's actually, I guess it's next spring. I mean, it's 6 months away. So, Mike's been in town for the last 2 days, working closely with Glenn on coaches and possible good players that we should be looking at, so that's well underway. We've been actually working on that for quite a while.
Yeah, just to add to that, sorry, Dean. Our free agency opens February 1st, so rest assured there will be people in place well in advance of that, there'll be this U Sports draft shortly to follow after the final 8, et cetera, but players and coaches and the rest of the support staff will come in relatively quick time. Can I answer that? Yeah. And you can certainly jump in. I want to be a bit tactful in my response. we operate a professional basketball league that goes coast to coast, that is adding teams and growing, that is here for the very right reasons, and reason why we are the first and only ever official league of Canada through the National Federation. I can't make decisions based on what other teams in other leagues are doing. We have to do what's best for this organization. I think most of you know that the last couple months have not been a straight line. So I think we have been well prepared in advance on our end, but we were waiting for the right opportunity. And it just so happens that the right opportunity is today. Certainly, I don't want to speak for the president, but we wanted her attention as well. And that wasn't available yesterday. But really, I have to keep our eyes on the prize. Good luck to that particular team and the league they play in. And if it's good for Canadian basketball, then I'm all for it. But we're here to do what's important to us and to execute on the vision that we have planned and have been planning for years and years. So that's kind of how I approach it. I can't stop to worry about that happening, quite frankly.
Yeah, I just want to add, so first and foremost, it was schedules. The league announced a Montreal team last week, so that had precedence. I leave town tomorrow for 5 or 6 days. Vyan has a very busy schedule, probably busier than both of ours combined. And, you know, we're not competition to that league. We don't play at the same time. It's a whole different season, so it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. It's not even relevant. We do. I mean, you know, to the point, and not to be trite, is it doesn't matter. Like, you know, we've done an awful lot of work in terms of seeking out Mike and the CEBL. Very confident in the model that we've designed. Very confident in the facility we're playing. It feels as good as any of the other sports teams we've started. In fact, I'd almost say it almost feels like a better bet. You know, because we know that. We're lucky. It's not going to be 90 degrees here very many days during the summer. So it feels like we've got all the right ingredients in the recipe here to make this successful, and we anticipate it will be. So whether there's room for 2, 3, 5, whatever, it's not how we look at it. We're looking at, can we make this franchise successful here in this province, and it's our view that we absolutely can. I think we bring a lot of experience to the table with Glenn's experience and the experience of our team. And, you know, one of the benefits we have, quite honestly, Brendan, is it's our off season from hockey. So everyone on the staff is rolling their eyes now because they need a break right now. It's been so busy, but you know, we in terms of our fixed costs, like, we get to kind of come in and not have to add any fixed costs because we actually have all the resources in a time when we're in off season from hockey. So it's so complementary. It really gives us a leg up on success.